Hey friends, welcome back to Jeremiah Wonders. I'm your host, Jeremiah Watkins, and I'm very happy to see or hear that you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below, hit that like button, share it with a friend, reach out to Zeus, my guest here today on Jeremiah Wonders, or myself on social media. We love hearing from you guys. I want to thank BetterBox Studios for making this happen, and I want to thank the sponsors of the show. This episode is brought to you by CBDMD. As a leader in the CBD industry, CBDMD is committed to providing you with high-quality, THC-free CBD oil products. Whether you're gunning for a raise or an Olympic gold medal, you need to stay at the top of your game. You know, everyone from weekend warriors to pros like Bubba Watson, Steve Smith Sr., and Jorge Masvidal trust CBDMD to give them the natural support and relief they need to reach their goals. That's right, you can become an Olympic athlete with CBDMD. And with so many world-class professional athletes turning to CBDMD, you can be sure you're getting a safe, clean product. From tinctures to topicals to bath bombs and even the pet products, they've got something for everyone. Okay, listen, I don't use CBD personally. I'm going to be honest about that, but my wife does. She uses it for her back and for her neck pain. She's in meetings a lot teaching school, okay? Those Zoom meetings are crazy these days with kids, all right? CBD on the neck, CBD on the back makes my life a lot easier. She's happier. I'm happier. To make it even easier to discover the potential of CBD for yourself, CBDMD is offering listeners of this show, of Jeremiah Wonders, 25% off with your purchase when you use the promo code WONDERS at checkout. Wonders, WONDERS, like the name of this show. Once again, that's CBDMD.com, promo code WONDERS for 25% off premium CBD oil products from CBDMD. Now, let's get into this episode of Zeus Trejo on Jeremiah Wonders. Quickies.
Hello. I love this. You're listening to Jeremiah Podcast.
The most generic Jeremiah Podcast in the morning.
That's the equivalent of happy birthday, Jeremiah. It's like, who invited this guy?
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is.
All right. Fuck. I hope we're recording this shit, because goddamn.
Oh, we're recording it, and my favorite thing is introducing my friends to the effects mic because the pure joy that comes over their face when they realize the toy that I've given them.
Of joy. You're listening to Joy right now. I know we haven't seen each other in a while.
This sounds like a phone sex operator that like. Hi.
Get this cracking, press 1.
Okay.
For foreplay, press 2.
Oh no. But let's get it cracking.
Let's get it cracking.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Wait, what are you crinkling aluminum foil? What are you doing?
Cracking. I mean, I was specific. No.
Okay. I go back to the main menu.
Main menu. To get it cracking, press 1.
No, I don't want to freaking. What's the next option?
For option number 2, press 2.
Wait.
This is the generic hotline for sex.
Okay, all right. Option 2. Boop.
Thank you.
No,
You turned me on.
I need to get something out of this. What are the other options?
The other option is for self-pleasure.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, I'm back.
yeah,
was
a
that?
dude just hopped on the line real quick.
I still live at home.
Wait, I am wanting to like get like off on this, and you're turning me way off. I'm not really sure.
Oh, that's because I haven't got to 3. To get turned on, press 3.
Okay, yeah, to get turned on, press 3. Boop.
Does that turn you on?
You're not really painting a visual or anything. I'm just hearing like a sigh.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
It's an open source software, so they haven't programmed it all the way yet.
Wait, you're not even a real person. I'm talking to a robot right now?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. This is like when you call the chase thing and they do that sound. Trying to put it up.
The signs like noise.
How much money do I have in my bank account? Then it's like, it's a whole lot of that sound when I call.
Negative
For the money.
negative $15.
I don't know how to say this. Let me gather my thoughts. Can we say negative numbers? It's like, goddamn. Try it back later when you deposit something.
Right.
Goodbye.
The husband gets the bill in the mail. Like
This is what my soul sounds like. Like, oh man, you should have went to a different booth on career day.
What is this one here? Oh yeah, dude.
oh, that's a singing one. So if you want to auto tune your voice at all,
Happy birthday. Oh, that's the best I've ever sound singing ever in my life. Oh, that's great.
right?
You know what I was thinking? It's like, how come there's no... So this is the only stand-up bit that I've written during this time.
Dude, please, I'm dying to hear any new stand-up.
Bro, how come they don't have... Hold on, let me switch back. Let me remember which one that was. Is that it? No? Wow, we lost it. Auto-tune, is that? Okay. So how come we have a happy birthday song, but we don't have a song for when someone is no longer with us? Something to sing on the anniversary of someone's passing. We're gonna miss you so much. We're gonna miss you so much. We're gonna miss you so much, dear David. We're gonna miss you so much. We're gonna need the next in kin to come over here and blow out the candles. It's like, okay, let's get the grandmother over here. It's like, you can make any wish except that one. Go for it. So we're gonna miss you so much. Oh man. Oh yeah. What is this? Gorgeous Hall.
That's just like a.
How can you tell something's gorgeous just by the sound?
Well,
Isn't
okay,
that a
so
visual thing?
well, if this usually space is associated with something that is like grandiose and big. So like by you talking, maybe this is like a big room in a mansion that you own or something like that. You know what I mean?
This is the sound of loneliness. Damn. I wish I would have had people around me. A couch would have helped. It would have helped with the acoustics in this big ass room. But instead I spent it all on this big ass room. Hello? Why do I say that? It's only me in here.
No,
Oh, who is that?
this is one of your inner demons.
David?
David.
David. David, you motherfucker, man. How are you, old friend?
Muy bien, Jesus, muy bien.
Yeah, man. So, how are things?
Yo estoy loco ahora.
You should gargle some, like, salt water or something, man.
Listerine.
I would have thought that would have cleared up by now. You learned a lot of Spanish since last we talked.
Sí, mi boca está en fuego.
Oh, okay, yeah. Listerine, some lozenges might help with that.
Sí.
Well, now your Spanish is getting bad again.
No. Es mejor.
It's what?
Es mejor. No es mal. Es...
Oh, es mejor. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Sí.
This is the friendliest demon ever. It just agrees with stuff. Sí.
Sí. No quiero problemas contigo.
Yo tampoco. Oh no. This is great. This is close up in the third person. You can hear three people copying exactly what I say at the exact same time. Do you just enjoy it like the guests come in here and they just like, you just see their mind go at 1,000?
Well, it's funny because some people lean into it real quick, and that's and
I forgot I had this mic.
I know, yeah. No, either way.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so some people lean into it and they like go wild with it. Like I haven't had a guest in a while who has gotten that much delight out of this. So I like seeing the joy that it brought you right away. Because some people freak out, and then other people I show them and they're like, yeah, that's cool. So can we get back to the normal?
I feel
podcast?
like this microphone's in the way. Like I like to put this over there and bring this over here. This is great. I got to take a picture of this before I leave. This is, I mean, yeah, this will hold me over till I get on stage for stand-up.
Right.
Oh, this is great,
Just
man.
playing with effects and stuff like that.
In my room by myself, I mean, yeah, I'm an only child, as you guys could tell by that 10-minute, 15-minute rant of just, I forgot Jeremiah was here. I was like,
You're like, who's this David? David,
David, hey, old friend.
Hey, what's going on there?
This right here is great. Anyway.
Dude, hey Zeus, awesome to have you on the show, brother. Awesome to see you in person.
Yeah, good to
healthy
see you.
and well. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm happy to see you, and yeah, this is so cool, man. Yeah. All right, here we go. Cool. And yeah, no, I'm happy, man. And we were talking before we got on. There's like you haven't been writing much, huh? It's tough, isn't it?
No, but thanks for freaking calling me out, dude. No,
No,
just kidding.
no, I'm the same way.
No, I like with the stand-up, I haven't written anything in months, and it's the longest that I've gone since I began stand-up over 10 years ago, where I've not been putting effort into it because there's not a way for me to test it out. And you're telling me a little bit like you tried some of the Zoom shows and stuff like that with stand-up.
Yeah, I tried the Zoom shows, but it's not the same thing. And even to try to get them as close as possible, I've been standing. Like I just stand and I'm like pacing, and I think it distracts people when I've been on there. And they're like, "Why are you pacing? Sit down." I'm like, "I can't." You know, it's like
You're like, this isn't how I perform in general. Like, yeah.
I think the body almost conditions itself to say, hey, you think funny when you stand up, like when you're in the standing position, but to be in front of a laptop and it's like, oh, is this okay? You're messing with it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think it's almost like a runner. Like, is there a freaking fly in the studio?
Yes.
I think it landed on me earlier. It was freaking disgusting.
Hello, old friend.
Wait, the fly is talking to me now?
I am a fly.
Frick. How did the one fly in LA get inside this building right now?
You sent me the Google appointment. Why wouldn't I be here?
I guess I did accidentally drop a pin, and
You dropped a pin, so I showed up. Hi, I'm Fly. What's your name?
you don't have a name? Your name is just Fly? Your mom didn't name you anything other than Fly?
FLY is my name.
Oh, FLY. Okay.
FLY.
FLY.
Yeah,
That's kind of like a rapper, kind of like
because I'm Fly.
because you're kind of like the Flow Rida of flies.
That's right.
Because Flow Rida is just Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Did you know a lot of people have never realized that?
Yeah, it's interesting when you like tell them, and they're like the gasp of air. They're like, it's always like looking both sides, like, yeah, well, I knew that. I was like, no, you did not. You did not. I repeat.
DC Irvin, very funny comic. He did a stand up on the spot a while back when we were filming the episodes. Look it up online. But he improvised a great flow ride bit of people who like like it's hitting them for the first time of like putting that together. And he says something like he's like yeah, it changed every Dave and Buster's from that point on, or something like that.
Yeah, it's so funny when you realize certain things that have been right in front of your nose for like ever, and you put it together. My friend blew my mind like a couple of weeks ago. Arbys. Do we know about this?
I didn't think about it, but you just saying it the way that you said it,
Bro.
roast beefsies.
Roast beef, but it's our.
You looked at me like, nah, man. Why did you say roast beefsies like that?
See, the fly's back because you said it that way.
The Fly's back.
I may have to kill
Did
this
somebody
fly.
say roast beef?
Roast beefsies?
I want to party.
Well, okay, so you tell me what Arbys means to you.
The letter R and the B. Mm-hmm. Right? Roast beef. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roast beef. Roast beefs.
Robeefies.
Robeefy.
Carne asada. Yeah, that blew my mind. It just sounded like a word. Arbys. Yeah, I'm late to the game.
Yeah.
But I've also only ate Arbys once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you do the 5 for $5.55 back in the day?
I got one. I was like, I don't want it.
You're like, I don't need 4 more of these.
I don't need 4.5 more of this.
Yeah.
I just ate. I ate half of one, and I'm like, oh, good game, man.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You like Arbys?
I mean, nobody really likes Arby's. Don't clown on me like that, dog.
No. I'm trying to, understand.
Okay, here's the thing. I like. Is there more? What is happening with the fly situation in the studio today?
There's
Anyway,
a lot of flies.
there's at least one. There might be a second one.
Oh no, there's more than that. No way, dude.
That's an aggressive guy over there. Yeah, I have had Arby's quite a few times in my life. Sometimes it hits a spot if you are, when you are really hungry. And,
No, yeah.
and,
okay, really hungry.
and certain things elevate how good they taste the first 6 or 7 bites because you're so hungry. That's what Arby's is for. Don't eat it past the 4th, 5th bite, because then your brain's like, this isn't really that good. You were just really hungry. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like Arby's is like so not good tasting to me that even as a drunk food, I'll be like, I'll
pass?
I'll pass till I get home and eat cereal or something.
What's a late night fast food spot that you like?
I don't know, like 7-Eleven, another fly.
Oh my goodness.
7-Eleven hot dogs. That's always a go-to.
What?
Over an Arby's?
What?
I'm absolutely serious. How could you even argue that?
It's like
I don't know. I haven't had, as long as you didn't say 7-Eleven pizza.
The worst.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, because you actually have a food show.
I do.
You have a taco show.
I do.
So I want to ask you.
Ask him.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are your favorite? Okay, from the first off, Del Taco or Taco Bell?
That's a good one.
Del Taco or Taco Bell? Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Okay.
Taco Bell, yeah.
Local spots in Los Angeles that are not a food truck, but are just a good Mexican spot.
Not food trucks.
Not food truck, because once you get into the food truck territory, that gets very, very specific.
Totally. I'm ooh.
Because I'm a huge Mexican food fan and a huge spicy food fan.
Spicy. Okay.
I'm big on spicy.
So there's a couple spots around town, and if you're looking, okay, so we'll start with the breakfast, like breakfast, and even into lunch, but we'll leave it at breakfast. Home State. Home State is like a Tex-Mex style, so they use flour tortilla, right? With a little poofier. They have the egg and the potato. They have some freaking amazing queso. Oh. It goes what?
It goes hard in the paint.
And it is so good.
Yeah, I love good queso. Love good queso.
So Home State for sure.
Because being from Kansas, like queso is real.
Queso capital.
Like that being semi close to Texas, not like crazy close, but close enough. It traveled its way up to Kansas, and anywhere in Kansas and Missouri, any Mexican food restaurant does not matter
queso.
how authentic, they have queso. It can be a super legit authentic Mexican place, but they're like, yeah, we have queso.
You sure it's queso?
It's probably Velveeta.
My mom makes some dope Velveeta Rotel cheese dip.
Really?
Yeah.
Just melted and voila.
No, she puts ground beef in there.
Oh, really?
She puts Rotel.
Oh, no way. So
Yeah.
so what else do they put in there in Kansas? So if I'm making a Kansas recipe for queso, what's going in there?
It depends, because my mom also makes this white cheese dip that's like queso blanco. That's from. It's still in a jar, like from one of those companies, like a Mission or I don't know where.
Okay.
Or maybe even a Velveeta makes it like a white, like just block of cheese.
Okay, yeah.
But then she puts like jalapenos and black olives and spinach in there, and
Did he say black olives?
yes, I did.
That's a first.
Yeah, you never heard?
No.
Oh, dude, it's real good.
Wow.
Like
Phone lines
for
are wide
Tex-Mex,
open.
super Tex-Mex, super white version of queso.
That's impressive. I've never had it with olives. I would love to try that.
The next time, hopefully my mom will make her way out to Los Angeles sometime, and she always makes it when she comes out here. I will save you some the next time so you can try it because it's one of my favorite things. I always ask her for it when I go back to Kansas City.
It's interesting. The olive gives a very different taste. I once had a tamal, right? Mm-hmm. And they made it, and I've never had it with olives. And when I was told about it, I was like, "Oh no, it sounds so weird." But then I tasted it. I felt bad knocking it because it was like, okay, it tastes different, but it was pretty bomb. Just the texture of it was pretty nice.
Yeah, Gage, did you have the cheese dip? And that's a Texas native. Get on the mic for a second, Gage.
Texas native.
Tell Jesus about what you thought of the cheese
Phone
dip.
lines are wide open. 818-845. Phone lines are wide open. Call number 1 from Texas. You're on.
I loved it. I mean, I never had the black olives in it, but it was like it's like one of those flavor revelations. Like, oh, this works really well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you so much for calling in. Back to Jeremiah Watkins in the studio.
Thank you so much. That was Chopper Jim out there taking calls from us all over Los Angeles right now. Things are a little bit murky, but we're still finding joy in strange places.
That's right. You're listening to Better Box Studio, KWPS. Better Box Studio.
Get in the
back
box.
after this. Box. Box.
Was that Joy, the saxophone operator? She back?
Box.
Box. Wait. You just say key words to try to get me off? Like, I have my penis in my hand right now. I'm trying to get off. You just say the word box. It's not really doing much for me. What
about
else?
Ding-a-ling?
No, I don't want to hear male parts. I want to hear some female. Tell me some stuff.
Titties.
We're getting somewhere.
We can say it in French. Téton.
Is that
In
really?
Spanish.
Oh,
Chichis.
wow. Oh, chichi. Wow, you have multiple language headings on this phone's
Just
system.
3. But yeah.
That is multiple, I guess, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sex bot was
Multiples of
actually right.
That's 3. Trois. Tres. Un, deux, trois.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
What's up with the sex operator you guys have here?
Dude, I don't.
Better Box.
Dude,
Better
sometimes.
Box.
Sometimes we have the reach of the show is unbelievable. I always say it. Celebrities can call in at any time.
Phone lines are wide open.
People kept asking me. They're like, and I'm sure you've gotten this so many times over the years. Like, if you have any relation to Danny Trejo, I'm sure you get that all the time.
I get it all the time.
And the truth of it is, I am not related. I met him one time. At a Dub car show in Long Beach.
Really?
And he was walking by, and I was like so excited to see him. Right. So he's walking by, and then I run up. I take my ID out. I like put it in his face. I'm like, hey. Look, I'm a Trejo too. And then he's like, kind of like, all right, are you my son? And I'm like, what? He's like, I'm kidding, kid. I'm like, oh, man. I'm like, oh, you silly goose. And I took a picture with him, and he was walking to like some other tent. He had, security on him because they were walking him. He was part of the event. And he stopped and had 1 or 2 minutes of conversation, which meant the world. And I'll never forget that. That was like so cool. And I hope I meet him sometime.
That's awesome. I think Danny Trejo might be calling into
No way.
the show right now.
Really?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? My caller ID says D.
Danny Trejo, yeah.
This is Danny Trejo.
This is Danny Trejo.
Wow. What are you giggling
I
about?
got my mics mixed up. I'm like laughing.
It's me the whole time.
You know what it is with my impressions, Jeremiah?
We lost Danny Trejo. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
You know he's so fucking funny, man. Let's do one of these. You're so funny, man. I can't keep a straight face. That's what makes you so amazing. You know that? You can hold a character for so long. I cannot. As soon as it's like the giggle start, I'm like, like, oh, Jesus is back.
Oh, dude.
Jeremiah Watkins.
Oh, Danny Trejo. I thought we lost connection with you.
We're back.
Oh, cool. We're back. Oh, do you have somebody with you?
Hello, old friend. It's so creepy. It's me, Jesus.
Oh, hey Zeus, you were doing a prank. Sorry,
I was doing a prank call.
I thought Danny Trejo was calling to the show. It was actually you the whole time.
It was me.
Oh, the fly's back.
Oh,
Things
the
are
fly's
getting
back.
crazy over here.
Every time we go to this setting, the flies like, what's up, dude?
What's up? Dude, I do want to talk about this because
Yeah.
gotta say, just as a friend and somebody who has seen you perform hundreds of times over the years,
He took the mic away. Did you guys see that on camera? You ain't slick. He low-key told me, he's like, hey, I'm annoyed at this. Because he literally lowered it and was like, yeah, man, as a friend. He starts taking screws out of the thing. As a friend, listen, oh boy. I felt that, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's totally fine. I have seen you perform a ton over the years, and I've seen you form your 1 hour special, which is now on Showtime.
Yes.
And I could not be more proud of you and how it turned out, man.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, it's like yeah. You know, we would follow each other at the store. We would always like be on lineups together, and you know, being able to work out an hour, you know, in between weekends at the Comedy Store late night. It's a good feeling that I was able to work it out there for the most part.
Yeah.
And I'm very flattered that you took the time to watch it. I worked very hard on it, and
I got Showtime so I could watch it, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, my wife and I sat down and watched it, and she wanted me to tell you that she loved it. And
Awesome.
I won't name names of our other comedy peers and people. She was laughing at your special. We watched a lot of specials, you know, over the course
Sure.
of quarantine and stuff. She was laughing at your special harder than some of the other specials.
Very kind.
So.
Tell her I said thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just very happy, to be honest, that it resonated with people, and you know, people have been very kind, and you know, sending me messages that they really enjoyed it, and so that, you know, that feels good, because you know, we work so hard on our craft, and sometimes people aren't the nicest on social media. And it's like, damn it. They're like, your teeth are crooked. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of dentists out there really hit me up telling me how crooked my teeth are. But it's like, I knew that going into the special, guys. But yeah, no, it's I'm so happy it's out. You know, it's
Yeah. I was stoked that especially when all this stuff hit, like, because you filmed it like in around November, right?
Yeah, November 2nd of last year is when I filmed it, and
That's great that you filmed it before all this crap started happening.
yeah, Stay at Home Son is the name of the special, and they're like, did you change the name of the special because of the COVID thing that was happening? I'm like, no, I landed on the title back in like summer of last year, so I'd already been working it in, and yeah, it ended up being timely.
I remember one night in the parking lot at the Comedy Store. It was cool. I saw you pacing, and we started chopping it up, and I was like, so what's going on? And you're like, dude, I'm excited because I got to think of a production company name.
Oh yeah.
And you were kind of like, you're just thinking of like, you're like, you said something like, I think I'm going to draw it, or I just drew it. You just like decided, or you're about to.
I landed on the name, actually. Yeah, I faintly remember, but yeah, it's like I was trying to come up with a name for a production company, which I had never done anything like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, and I went with Fat Pigeon Incorporated, and so I went with that, and I ended up animating the logo because I felt like it was going to mean more. You know,
of course, if that's all you.
Yeah.
Literally everything on that special, all you.
Everything, and this was the first project under Fat Pigeon Inc. And I drew the logo. It was like very simple, the name of the Fat Pigeon drops down. There's a fat pigeon and it blinks twice. I'm like, just nice and simple. So yeah, the special, the writing, the performance, the logo, the whole thing, and yeah, that felt really good, man.
That's awesome, dude.
I was this close to doing too, like the intro music. I'm like, I think I can come up with a little something. I'm like, no, let the professionals do it.
It's like this high production Showtime special, and then you hear beep 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 boop beep beep beep.
It sounds like the orchestra when they're like right before they start.
Jesus Trejo.
If I would have just left it at that, but yeah, the whole thing was literally from here to on TV. It was really cool.
It's cool, man. Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but you were actually instrumental in helping getting the Roast Battle television show sold.
I was told, yeah.
Because we've been doing. Jesus was a member of the Wave. He was one of the members of the Wave who would come in and out during the early days of Roast Battle. Yeah. So we would do the dumbest antics on Tuesday nights in the belly room and stuff like that. Yeah. Jesus has some of the great original Roast Battles. Did you face Tony or?
Yeah, I did Tony.
Yeah.
Jamar Neighbors. George Perez.
Yeah. All killers, man.
And a few more. I think I did a handful. I lost one. It was like an exhibition one. But yeah, it's like I lost one. I think I was 6-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And basically, when it came time to go to Montreal to showcase the show and stuff like that.
That's right.
It was a weird schedule error where Willie was working full-time as a producer and writer on The Carmichael Show, and Jamar had just booked the feature film Keanu. Mm-hmm. So both of those guys couldn't go, and Jeff Ross gives me a call, and he goes, yo, man, this is like, what are you going to do? Who can even remotely try to fill those shoes? Mm-hmm. And it came down to his cousin Ed Larson, who is he's a very funny
best.
sketch performer, super high energy, amazing talent. And he also works on the Thick Skin podcast with Jeff Ross. He helps him produce that. It came down to me working with Ed, and I chose Jesus to. I'm like, Jesus is physical. I think that he can do this. We've done it like together in the belly room already, because like Jeff, we went down a list of people, and I'm like, I think Jesus, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we went out to Montreal and we showcased the crap out of the show the best we could. And you were doing New Faces at the time too, right?
No, I hadn't been to Montreal. That was my first time going to Montreal. So it was
so cool. Same here. That was we shared that. Yeah.
Oh, you too.
That was my first time out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for throwing my name in the hat. I didn't know the exact story. I know I was filling in. I was aware of that, of course, but I didn't know what happened in the background.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that. And it was so great. I remember having some great experiences. One thing about Jeremiah, you work so hard. You like putting together what the act outs were going to be. You were thinking, you were writing stuff down. I remember I went with you a couple trips to, different shops around Montreal to buy. We even went to this 99-cent store that was like underneath the ground.
Yeah.
Remember? And we're looking at hula hoops, and then like we're messing around with all the toy guns, and we're looking at plungers, we're looking at toilet brushes.
Most random possible things you can think of to try to squeeze comedy bits out of.
Totally, but as silly and as crazy as that was, I'm looking at you and you're figuring out bits. Like I can see your eyes darting back and forth. You're looking at stuff. It's like, oh yeah, we might need that. No, take that. Let's try that. And it was really cool. Do you remember that you bought it was across the street. It was like a soda pop kind of like old school shop. specialty shop and you bought a prank gun, the one that, bang, and a flag comes out that says bang.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is gonna be great, and the letdown of it, like hitting it is like, you're like, I don't know about this one, but you still had it, you used it. But it was so fun, man.
Yeah, dude. We were seen by. It was cool because that was some of the first times. Like, I think that was one of my first trips out of the country. Was that?
Wow.
I don't remember if that was that 2015 or was that 2016.
That was 2015 because 2016 I did New Faces.
Cool.
And then 2017 I went back to Montreux.
Yeah.
I haven't been back since 17.
Yeah. It was like we were getting, basically there was like Gilbert Gottfried and like different like people who we grew up with watching. Rob Schneider, I remember, said some really kind words to us like backstage after one of the nights. Like different people like that. Like you're looking around and like as a comic who, at the time I think I'd been in comedy 5-6 years. Like people were like, "This is funny." Like I'm like, "This is it's so weird to get that praise from people who you grew up watching and stuff like that." So it's cool to share that experience with you, dude.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm very flattered and thank you. I have to say thank you for throwing my name in the hat because yeah, man. There's a picture of us, Larson, yourself, and I, and then like Chappelle's sitting right behind us.
Yeah.
I still have that picture going, what? Like
Chappelle and Wanda Sykes were there one night.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the night. And they were sitting right behind us because there were high top tables and Jeff, Chappelle, Wanda was there, and there were so many people, but
Yeah.
And then we were sitting right underneath the tabletops because we had low chairs. So so crazy, so crazy.
Yeah. Good times, dude. It's cool to see the trajectory of us being,
on the wave, and I did the roast battle for a little bit, but it's so cool. That's why I think the Comedy Store is such an important. It's like people know how important it is, but it's just like I can't put it to words how fortunate and how lucky I feel to be a part of such a great place, because every opportunity that I've had in this business comes from some way, shape, or form out of that building.
Yep.
Showing up late night, you're like, oh, I don't know about today, and then you have some conversation and that leads into XYZ.
Dude, every set counts.
I
cannot get over like I recently had an experience where I was talking to somebody like on a business kind of phone call, and they were like, I was one of the few people that were there one night during your late night sets, and you like went for it. And she said it was one of my favorite sets that I saw all night. And it was just one of those things where like, you don't know who's in the crowd. Like, why are you going to slack off and not give your best?
100
so like,
every time, yeah.
I have to follow you sometimes, and I'm like, I have to reset the room after you because we're both like physical and high energy, and I can either try to ride that wave, or I sometimes have to reset the room and kind of recalibrate it.
That's funny.
To get it going. So
but there's been times where I follow you, and it's like your energy is so high, and it just like exactly, that's the exact same thinking that I have. Is like, do I match it, or sometimes, believe it or not, I have to sit down just to like have the energy come down slowly. Reset give it up for Jeremiah Watkins one more time. One more time, let him hear it. And I sit down, how you guys doing? And then eventually I work my way up to my feet. But it's like, there's been times where it's like, I've been sitting there like, hey, you guys like paper clips? No? Man, all right, man.
It's weird because sometimes I've tried to follow comics who are high energy and ride the wave, and sometimes it comes off disingenuous to an audience because they're like, whoa, why are you doing the thing that he was just doing? Yes. It's real weird where you're like, no, I also happen to do kind of a similar energy or whatever, and they're like, no, and then you end up burying yourself the first couple minutes rather than just taking a moment to reset it. So it can come, it can work either way. Sometimes. I
remember going to the Laugh Factory, and I saw Esau McGraw follow. I forget who it was, but the comic annihilated the room. It was, complete disaster of like how hard, like cups were falling. You could hear break. People are like, killed it. So he goes up there and follows it no problem. And I'm like, man, that was amazing. I went up to him like, that's so cool. Like, I was a little nervous for you. He's like, no. He's like, there's a way to reset it. He's like, when somebody kills and you have to follow it, it's like, give it up for so-and-so. You know, they clap. He's like, one more time, man, give it up for so-and-so. How funny was that? He's like, and you have to do opposite of what they did. If it's something that you can't tap into, just wait it out, and eventually you build up to the energy. If it's the same, but if not, you just leave it alone and just do your thing. But, you know, you have to clearly, like, there has to be a pause where the energy lets out and they can exhale. I'll never forget that.
That's a great note.
Never
Any comic
forget
listening, that's a great just tip or advice or just live performance note to kind of read the room with that and kind of like pay respect to the act who just did their thing.
But you said it, I think, perfectly. I could never, you know, put it into words, but it's like, it seems disingenuous, like if you're trying to match it. But yeah, that's exactly it. And yeah, man, I remember one of your earlier bits, and I loved it. I like when we would do potluck, like early on, we're trying to get into the store, and you know, we're all showing up on a Sunday, Monday back then, you know, trying to get on. And I would ask you if you were going to do the bit sometimes, and you know, I can be very annoying sometimes. So I'm like, hey, you going to do the thing? You're like, and it's like, oh, I hope he does it still. But what was it? Giving birth to. Yeah, I don't even want to ruin it.
Yeah. I have this character that I do that's it's a disgruntled court jester who works for this king that he doesn't want to work for anymore. And there's this long act out of something that he does, but it involves a recreation of a horse birth. And that is the bit. That is one of those bits. I'll have to put that on a special someday, because that is one of those bits that Jamar will always ask me to do.
Really?
It's
amazing. That's why. Bro, if you put that on a special, you got to open and close with it. That's how good it is. It's like, I know you might remember this, but here we go.
So Gage has a story about this bit that I'm gonna actually let Gage. Do you have a camera on you that you can switch it? If not, you can just come on the audio.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Does he want to sit here and tell it? And I'll just stand beside him? Would that work?
They can see me on the camera back here.
Oh, okay.
So Jeremiah is doing this bit, and I have a video and audio recording of it, but I couldn't hear it in the audio. Otherwise, I would have posted it already. But Jeremiah is doing that bit, and we're in Texas, and we're in Fort Worth, and like the crowd was being weird.
Okay.
And he did that bit, and somebody in the back of the room yelled at him, "You're going to hell!" Right in the middle of it.
For doing
that bit, Jesus, is I only give it to a crowd if I absolutely love the crowd or I absolutely hate the crowd.
Yeah.
And that Texas crowd that Gage is referring to, I did that bit out of spite because I couldn't stand that crowd.
Really?
And I'm like, you're going to watch me recreate a horse birth? I'm going to put you through that right now. And if you didn't like my set, you'll at least remember that. And that visual is going to be in your head for years and years to come. That's how I operate.
So where in the set did you drop it? What was it, like 10 minutes in? You're like, this crowd sucks. Hit the button.
It was on the back end of like a 25-minute set.
I was featuring. I still am trying to set the room up for Tony because he is headlining. So I still want to do a good enough job, you know, to keep. So I did it towards the end, and then I think I did maybe one more bit because I'm like, I can't close with this because they're not gonna like it. So I got to do one of my, you know, I usually like an impression or a music bit is more of a crowd pleaser. So I'm like, I'll pad that at the end.
Yeah. You can't end it on that bit. Tony would be like, "Oh, okay, horse humor. Is that what's going on?" It's like, oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, that bit. I mean, I hope people watching this at one point get to see this. I hope you put it on a special or. Yeah, people need to see it. See it live.
In the meantime, watch Jesus' special, Stay at Home Son, on freaking Showtime. So proud of you, brother. I want to get into this next segment.
Okay.
It's called Wig. Okay, we need to figure out who these people are.
I am the CEO of Top Ramen. Our numbers are looking good this year. They're so good.
Can we see a monitor of ourselves? See what we look like.
Oh yeah. We got to see monitor.
I want to see what we look like. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I'm a college student who's living off of Top Ramen,
Okay.
and I'm trying to work with you to see if we can figure out some new flavors of Top Ramen.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for coming in,
No problem. My name's Shelby.
Shelby. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
And,
And you're like the top soup around here, right?
Yeah, I'm like the top soup, man. You know, top soup, and I'm excited. Why you're here is because we have a great internship program here at Top Ramen.
Yeah. I was thinking, I love your product.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
That goes without saying. It's like one of the fibers of my being. It's one of the corners of my food pyramid.
Nice.
And I think you could maybe benefit from a couple new flavors, perhaps.
That's why you're here. I mean, we've heard that you have a great instant soup palette, and we want to expand. Especially to our younger college demographic, and I think you're in the forefront of that. So thank you for being here. I'm curious to hear all your ideas.
Yeah. Okay. So do you just want me to just start?
Okay, let's start.
Should we do like a brainstorm sesh like together, or do you just want me to start pitching? Or
You brought a lot of flies with you, but let's.
sorry, I haven't showered. I haven't showered in a few days. I'm kind of like on a hippie like shower schedule. So
Yeah,
excuse the flies.
no. We have open minds here at Top Ramen. So, all right, let's let's just go through it, and I would love to get your opinion on things.
Okay, so every week, Pride happens in Los Angeles, right? Okay. What if you change the name to Bottom Ramen for just 1 week?
Not a bad idea. I'll make a note of it.
That's not so much a flavor. That's just more just like a marketing scheme.
Marketing thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Bottom Ramen.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we phase out Top Ramen, or you want to keep?
Yeah.
Bottom
You
Ramen?
put a slash through it, and then put like a bottom, and then like the shrug emoji.
I'm totally with that. We want to definitely broaden our horizons.
Yeah.
Okay. Flavors.
Okay.
What's your take on flavors?
Okay.
We have shrimp. We have chicken. We have beef.
What if there was a toothpaste flavored ramen? So that way you don't have to brush your teeth afterwards. You just kind of get it.
You just kind of leave it in there.
Yeah, you just kind of let it sit.
Okay. Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of flavors? We have charcoal toothpaste. We have minty fresh. What are you trying to lean towards?
Maybe mint.
Mint.
Maybe
Okay.
mint. Maybe mint would be good.
Okay.
And then I also think that just like being a dorm student, I think that if you did a cereal flavored ramen, it would be really good. The way you could put the milk over the noodles.
Hot milk over noodles.
It could even be cold milk over noodles. I mean, pick your poison. Because if you start to boil milk, then it'll spoil.
Wait. If you boil milk, it will spoil?
Yeah.
I don't know that's accurate, but I'll make a note of
I'm
it.
a biology major.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Can I just say you're way more receptive to these than I thought you would be, and I appreciate that.
Hey, open mind, open hearts. What about vegetables? Do you like the vegetables that we put in there? More or less?
Did you like put some chips or something in there?
Chips. That would make it unhealthy.
Okay, not to knock the Top Ramen brand.
No, I'm all ears. Yeah.
You don't have the healthiest reputation, bro.
It's the cornerstone of most. It's the cornerstone in most college students.
Yeah, I told you that it was one of the cornerstones of my diet. I have diabetes.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. So
No, it's not pretty sweet. It's literally too
sugar.
sweet. It's
Too
sugar.
Sweet. Okay, well,
There's sodium. There's sugar. They said my right leg may have to go.
Oh shit! I'm sorry to hear that, but we can also roll out some healthier flavors, low sodium. That
Okay.
kind of thing.
See, yeah.
Okay, low sodium chicken flavor, bottom ramen.
Chicken flavored bottom ramen
Chicken flavored bottom ramen
for the
low
Pride
sodium.
Week. Low sodium.
Yeah.
That's covering that's a big Venn diagram right there that I appreciate.
Okay. Do you like it in a cup or do you like it in a package? That's our biggest dividing factor here at Top Ramen.
Well, here's the thing. The cup, it tastes different than your package. And can you figure out the way behind that? Because I like the texture of the package more than the texture that's in the cup, even though the cup actually is way more convenient and causes way less of a mess in my dorm room.
Yeah, a lot more convenient. I think we're slowly fading out the pillow model, if you will, and going towards the cup because you don't have to find a bowl.
That's called a pillow model?
Yeah,
The
it's a pillow.
The crunchy. What do you sleep on? I'm worried about your neck now.
What's Mr. Top Ramen pillow?
Top ramen? That's what you sleep on is a top ramen
Top
pillow?
Ramen pillow, yeah. You got to warm it up a little bit so it'll be a little softer. You don't lay on it cold because it's
Right. A little bit of moisture in
so
there.
it's kind of like a mouth.
It's almost
guard.
like a waterbed kind of for your neck.
It's a mouth guard pillow. You know what I mean? You know how you have to like boil
Yeah.
the mouth guard?
I played football one year.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing with our pillows. So
Yeah.
We're going to fade it out. We're going to phase it out as a food item and make them into pillows. So yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like this meeting's been really productive.
Yeah, no, you blew my mind here. Thank you so much for coming to Top Ramen.
Also, have you ever fixed ramen in bong water before? Have you ever boiled bong water?
Look, we're open. Maybe
Dude,
working with speedweed.
It sanitizes it, and you still get a little bit of resin in it, so you still get a little bit of a buzz while you eat your chicken ramen, and it's pretty fly. Just gotta
No,
tell
we're
you.
definitely looking into expanding into like the cannabis industry. You know, we're working with speedweed.
Oh, good, 'cause
to get like bong water infused, botanicals, weed into Top Ramen edibles. You know,
You didn't have to do the aside. Like, I know what that means. Like I know my weed terminology, and you made me feel like an idiot.
hey, I'm a baby boomer. I'm just these terms are new. I'm trying to get hip to your millennial group.
All right.
You got
Can I just say that you look like one of the deleted members of Destiny's Child?
This meeting's over.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
These things get hot.
Yeah, they do.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Got a little chime to the top of my head.
A
man.
little chime.
A little chime.
A little
Ding.
ding ding.
A little ting. Ding. Ding. I gotta stop looking at the monitor. He's gonna grab the monitor and turn it the other way. He took the mic. Did y'all see that? I want to see that.
You want to replay? You want to replay that?
I want to see you. It's like, no, man. But seriously speaking,
Yeah, but seriously,
as a friend,
we're worried about you. I'm sorry.
your account is. Come back.
Let's get into this next segment. It's called Fanning Out.
Fanning out.
Fanning out. Questions from fans.
Jamar_neighbors just says, just tell him I love him. That's how we're starting this segment off.
Oh, awesome.
I reached out to people online.
Hugs.
They reached right back.
Nice.
And they sent in some questions and maybe even some scene suggestions for Jesus and I.
Okay.
At Liam RPC, what actually happens on Bert's bus?
A lot of beer, a lot of singing. He knows so much about like music. He's like really into it, and I don't really know too much about like rock and stuff like that. So I've expanded my music library being on that bus quite a bit.
What's a band that you maybe learned after touring with Bert? Any classic rock bands that you're like, oh, these guys weren't on my radar, or any songs, and I might be able to tell you what.
Yeah.
Because what music did you grow up listening to?
Mostly like rap and stuff in Spanish. Stuff.
Now you're from Long Beach. Mm-hmm. Is Snoop Dogg like big for you because he's from
huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
he's from Long Beach.
Yeah, he's like the mayor. He's
Yeah.
like, he's a big deal. And I grew up on the same area. Like I grew up on the east side of Long Beach for most of my upbringing. So it definitely even resonates more because Snoop Dogg.
Of
is
course.
like the top of the top.
Local hero, man.
Local hero, man.
Have you met him yet?
Yes. Yeah, I went up and I shook his hand and I got to take a picture in front of him, and I was like, I mean, you could see my whole gums. I was just like so happy. That's how happy. The ratio, my teeth to gum ratio, you can tell how happy I am, and all the gums were out. I was just like so excited, and yeah, he was cool. He was very nice. You know, I hated to bother him, but I couldn't not pass up the opportunity.
Yeah.
To ask.
There's a great. Did you ever watch that? I think it's an HBO documentary about Dr. Dre. It's like a few-part series.
Oh, with Iovine is in it. Jimmy, right? Yeah.
Jimmy Iovine.
Yeah, Jimmy Iovine. But I know what you're talking about. Though.
Yeah. It's so good.
I haven't seen it. I gotta watch it. Thanks for reminding me.
Dude, that's literally, since this quarantine is going on, and it might be available on multiple platforms now because it's been out for a couple years. Dude, it is so good. Like if you grew up like loving that era of rap and you love Snoop and everything, it just like you just see how Dre is like this mastermind, how he's just plucking these talented guys and like putting them on a label and like just setting their careers off. And then it's real cool. And how he like, it's really inspiring because you see how many times he has to reinvent himself.
That's what makes Snoop so amazing, that he has been able to stay relevant for so long, because he definitely vibes with every new, I guess, wave of hip hop that, you know, with every new wave that comes through. It's like he's able to, you know, co-sign and be in the forefront of it. You know, he's DJ'd, he's been on this track and that track, he's featured. Like it's so impressive how he's been able to stay in the front of everything. So it's impressive as hell.
It's dope. Yeah, definitely check that out. Let's see. A.L.C. 1969. A.L.C.1969 on Instagram. I saw Jesus open for Bert at the Chicago Improv and was an instant fan. My question is, who's your favorite comedian as a kid? Mine was Steve Martin, and my mom confiscated my albums when she heard Steve sing Grandpa Bought a Rubber.
Who are my favorite comedians? Let's see. In stand-up. So, I didn't have command of the language growing up until like around the 5th grade, so I kind of got into stand-up, you know, a little later. But I'd say I first got introduced to like a Howie Mandel because of like Bobby's World. So
sure,
you know, Bobby Wiggle, and Uncle Ted. Life with Louie too, Louie Anderson. You know,
yeah.
So I remember that, but then I got into like Richard Pryor. I was so into Richard Pryor, I could not listen to him because, you know, he cussed a lot, and my parents knew cuss words. You know, they didn't really speak the language, but yeah, like Richard Pryor. I like Rodney Dangerfield. Why do I have a brain fart? Rodney Dangerfield. I love because of his one-liner nature. Same thing with Stephen Wright, Mitch Hedberg. I love Sam Kinison. I like Bill Hicks. Brian Regan, I love, you know, George Lopez and Paul Rodriguez. And like, I was really into them because of, you know, they were able to speak to me, you know, they spoke my truth. And I was like, oh man, somebody like me is, you know, telling jokes about his family and stuff like that. So it really resonated with me. JB Smooth, I think he's
one of the most underrated comics in my opinion. That dude kills so hard. And a lot of people just know him from Curb Your Enthusiasm, but if you like, a lot of people are unaware that he's even a stand-up, which blows my mind. And you got to check out that guy's stand-up. It's so good.
It's so good. The shoe bit. Have you ever seen the shoe bit?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
The premise of it is some guy goes to the club with a, you know, fucked up sneakers. Like, you know, it's like, if you're going to take the screws off the rollerblade, like if you're going to take the wheels off the rollerblade, at least take off the screws, fucking up the dance floor, and just does like an act out. Like, I don't want to ruin it, but the act out.
His act outs are so good.
There's this old school bit that he does of Batman and Robin, and Batman getting like upset with Robin. He's like, "Will you shut?" And he's trying to like break loose, and finally grabs his utility belt and whoops Robin's ass with it. Bro, he's just so funny. I remember driving to Oxnard just to go see JB, and just a massive standing ovation. I mean, just killed it. His commitment. And he ends the show where it's like, it's going, you're like, oh no. And then he's like, thank you guys, good night. Like, no, it just ended. And, you just saw an hour plus of material.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Nathan Neff 12, who's the best golfing comedian? Because you got your hands in some cool projects right now. You got your taco show, you got your golf show where you go out and you play golf with different comedians, and then you sit down with different people and eat tacos at different places. Who is the that's you can find that stuff on All Things Comedy. If you want to check that out. Who is the best? And somebody actually asked, best, and then Donnie the third. Similar question. Best and worst golfer you played with?
Best and worst. Okay, best that I've played with, that I've personally played with. Jay Larson was really good. Like he was throwing blades of grass up in the air to figure out how and where he was going to hit the ball. I'm like, I don't do none of that. Like he was playing to the wind, and I thought that was pretty impressive. Worst one, I'd say. Josh Martin. Josh Martin and I, we went to go play and he's learning, but I tell you what, he's really good for having just picked up the game, and very passionate guy. He's gotten a lot better since that one time that we played, but yeah, that's my answer.
You haven't played with me yet, man.
Oh, are you pretty good?
No, I'm pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
I am pretty bad. My putting game is my best part of my game.
Putting.
Josh
Martin's best part of his game was putting. It was ridiculously amazing. I was like, whoa! Like I couldn't believe it. But everything else, it takes so much time.
Dude, the chip shots and stuff like that. I'm so bad at.
Yeah. I start chunking the grass.
Oh yeah.
I'm not very good. Let's just get that out of the way. I don't want to make it seem that I'm good. I have good days, but I have a lot more bad days than good. So
yeah. But it's one of those things that's just a fun thing outside of comedy. That like I love playing pool. Like Tony and I play a lot of pool, and we've got some other friends who are comedians who are decent. And you don't have to be amazing for it to be a fun outside sport outside of that. I like this question. Andres_Barajas 99. What's the worst taco you've ever had?
Worst taco. Good question.
It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to say the name of the restaurant, but more like what was wrong with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was on the road, and what was it? I forgot where it was. It was in the South somewhere, but man, when you buy a pack of tortillas, that top one that's soggy from when they put them in there like warm in the package. It's like I got that one. I got like the top of the package, and it was a thing, but I don't know. It's like I think they had them like they were trying to keep the tortillas warm.
Under one of those
steam.
Lights or something like that?
No, like steam or something, because it was like wobbly. Like I took it out and it was like, just like very wobbly. Like, I gave birth to... It
rolls out on its own. It unravels. Oh, thank you.
Like, damn, Taco, you look dehydrated, man. But yeah, it was nasty. The meat was just grilled. I don't know that it was seasoned. And I tossed it. That was the first time I have ever tossed.
Don't you feel like, when, especially when it's a food that you love, like, I'm kind of that way with, I've had literally every kind of pizza, and for me to not finish a slice of pizza,
it's a lot. It's
got to be like, this is an abomination. Because I eat all kinds of pizza, like especially being on the road, like that's one of the few things that's in the Kill Tony contract when we go on the road is that we have to have a large pepperoni or some kind of pizza from a local spot. So it's a way for us to try new spots, and it's a quick meal that we can quickly eat a slice no matter what. Like if we've been traveling all day, we'll eat something real quick, hop on stage.
That's brilliant.
And so we've had pizza from everywhere in the country, and every once in a while, like I'll bite into one and be like, oh no, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, that's brilliant too. Is like the idea of, sometimes you can't leave the hotel. You fly in, hotel to the venue.
There's no time.
This way, you guarantee that you'll try something. That's brilliant.
It's a good backup meal, just in case. Like maybe we got something, or maybe not. But yeah.
Do you remember the pizza that we had that Montreal trip at like 2-3
so late? Yeah.
But the sauce that they gave us, I've never had sauce. Like, I mean, I'll dip it in ranch kind of thing. But the guy took out this garlic mayo type thing, and we were like caking it on.
Just putting it all over the pizza and stuff. That dude, those memories like that, like it was like we did it multiple nights, like after good shows and then leading up to the shows. Like those are some of my favorite memories in comedy, when you're like just excited after the gig, you're riding that high and you're just riffing for like hours. We were walking around the streets of Montreal. This was the only pizza place that was open.
We all bought a slice, and then we're like, we're still hungry, and then we started buying whole pies, and the guy's like, you sure? He's like, all right, let's do it. And we ended up buying like I think maybe a couple pies.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, and we just split them up. But yeah, that was beautiful. I remember that to this day. I remember that often. I was like, man, that was so fun.
So fun.
And I remember going back to that pizza spot by myself, like when I went like in 2017. So 2 years later, it did not feel the same. It's like there's nothing worse than you just showing up with like a good attitude, like, man, it's gonna rock, and then you're like, I'm just by myself here.
Yeah, it's so different. Well, a lot of that, the times like with when you associate good tasting things, it's like when you're around family or friends and you're having a good time. Like that, the taste is like kind of like taken over by memory more than anything. Because you go back to, like I've taken some people back to some places like when we were passing through the Midwest on tour or whatever. I'm like, you gotta go here. And then, dude, the food was a little gnarly. I would never tell them, like, because I'll never let up that like it's not solid. But between you and I like when I bit into it, I'm like, I hope they don't know what I know right now.
It's like, yeah, you're breathing through the side of it. Oh, fuck, you know?
Yeah, I let's just say on one of the Kill Tony tours, I got demoted from choosing food for like 3 days because of one of my childhood spots that we hit on.
Going on the road and being demoted from, hey, you're the guys, like, hey, we'll follow this guy's lead. And it's like, oh, man, I know all the good spots. And then one miss. You lose it all.
You're done for a while because they still bring up that spot to this day. And I'm just like, nah, man, it's good.
Okay, Zeus had us eating dog food last week. It's like, guys, it was shit. It was a sloppy Joe. It was supposed to be a sloppy Joe.
This one's kind of funny.
Okay.
At Elijah Kalija on Twitter. This is a scene. 2 Mexican gangbangers that just watched The Notebook and start getting emotional and try not to show their feelings.
All right, let's do it.
I mean, it's like whatever, you know. It's like not even that good, man.
This is how I know this. This is how I know this movie's good. Like my mind is already trying to block it out, so I don't get sad anymore.
What do you mean, man?
I mean, it's making me feel some type of way, and you know, the brain likes to block out, you know, as a defense mechanism.
Makes you feel some type of way, like that song. Makes you feel some type of way. Makes you feel some type of way.
I've never heard it, but I predicted that you were going to say that word again. Some type of way.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Do you think that love is like obtainable?
If you give in, I think yeah. But we keep fighting it, dog.
What happens if we lower our guard?
You say things like, I love you? No, you tricked me, bro.
Wait, what?
You tricked me.
No, what?
I'm not falling for your shit, bro.
Are you telling me you love me, bro?
No, let's watch it again. I think we missed something.
Let's watch it again. It's a 2-hour film.
What are you doing?
I got nothing else to do.
Fuck it. They watch it twice.
They watch it twice. Like, hey, man, I'm not feeling anything. Should we watch it again?
Don't spoil shit. We just watched it.
We just watched it, dude.
Don't say shit,
no
bro.
spoilers, okay?
I like the part where the Notebook comes out. What the fuck are you talking about? You heard what I said, dog?
Hey, that guy is like, he's like, okay, you know?
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Are you a loose leaf or you're like a spiral binder kind of guy?
I'm like a white rule.
White rule.
White rule.
Notebook talk.
Notebook.
Oh, wow. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Yeah, I know exactly. This is a boat scene, man.
Hey, come on, man. You
Come
got
on,
a
don't-
corduroy boat over here, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Your boat has corduroys.
I'll give that girl a pearl necklace. You know what I'm saying?
Take off the wig, bro.
It's rainy. What are you doing? Get out of the boat.
Oh, yeah, that's going to help.
Yeah, a little blanket of a picnic. Come on, man.
And then...
What's happening here? They're laughing.
It's raining. It's a metaphor for we should be crying again. I like a movie with a good metaphor.
Are you getting misty in the eyes, man? Or is this just the rain coming through the television?
This a 3D movie or what the fuck, man? Turn it off.
Turn it off, dog.
Where are
Cloudy with a chance of storms, homie.
Cloudy with a chance of, I'm going to say I love you again, you know?
What?
There's a chance. I didn't say it was going to happen.
Do you love me, bro?
I love you, bro. Oh, bro. There's a sound that keeps going out, man.
It's okay. I don't want this, like, it's like nice and low. That's good.
Good CGI, though.
Oh, this is a famous scene, man. Oh, no,
The
he's
movie.
pulling that boat in. Oh, no, man. Don't get me worked up. I just watched this an hour ago.
He needs to put the boat upside down because tomorrow he's going to come out. It's going to be full of water.
Right? It's a problem.
Now it's too late.
It is too late. You messed up. Wait.
Where's your nice hairdo now, bro?
Oh, no. She didn't know that he's been riding her all this time.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
That's it. I love it.
I love that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Have you ever seen a rom-com where they don't kiss?
Have I seen a rom-com? No.
I'm bad with geography, dog. Don't ask me that shit.
Okay, man. I've never seen a rom-com.
You silly goose.
Oh my goodness. This is probably somebody from the Slept Kingdom. Somebody's saying, Hydro Bo Cop, why is Bobby Lee so talented?
Because he's amazing.
He's amazing, man. And going on a similar trend, at Sung Pak wants to know if you have a Bobby Lee story.
Bobby Lee's story. Yeah, I do. It was one of my first times on the road with Bobby, and we were going to San Jose, and I was sitting in front of Bobby and Kalila, right? And I'm sitting right next to the most adorable old lady you've ever seen in your life, and she. As soon as she sat next to me, she was sitting in the middle. I'm sitting by the window. And as soon as she sat next to me, she was like, asking me questions. Hey, good day. What do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a comic. Oh, really? I'm like, I'm new, kind of thing. I'm opening for Bobby, and then so by the time we get to San Jose, this elderly woman and I are best friends. She's like touching me on the shoulder. I'm like nudging her, and we're like laughing out loud. And I get off the plane, and Bobby's like, "Come here." I'm like, "Yeah, Bobby." And then as that's happening, timing, she's like, she's still kind of in the terminal. She, when she walked out, she was like putting some stuff in her bag or something. But then she leaves and she's like, bye-bye now. I said, bye-bye. Have a good one. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. He's like, don't you ever do that again. He's like, you're embarrassing me. He's like, he's like, watching you and this old lady get along like that. He's like, that's embarrassing. He's like, we had to listen to that whole conversation. But it was the best, and Bobby made me laugh so much because he was just like, "Don't do that. It's embarrassing." I'm like, I thought it was great. Anyway, that's my story.
That's great. That's Bobby Tucci. Hey, can I
talk to you over here?
Hey, man, come here.
I'm 6'3" and Bobby's tiny, so I'm just like hunched over, going. I'm like, "Am I in trouble? Did I do something wrong?" And he's like, "Don't do that ever again." I'm like, "You motherfucker! I thought I was in trouble."
Let's wrap up with this final segment. It is called Sax Talk.
Sax Talk.
Oh, Sax Talk.
So I meet this woman, right? I meet this woman. We meet online, And we get to talking. So we're going back and forth. We're talking in the DMs. Now we're talking in cell phone. We're texting back and forth. And then so we meet up. We go for drinks, right? Yep. That's what it felt like. We go grab some drinks. We're having a good time, and then she says we should hang out sometime again. I'm like, bingo, this is good. And and I feel good. I'm like, this is definitely a good sign. So we meet up again, and so we went to go eat first actually, and then we go grab drinks again. And then she's like, I'm having a really good time. Can we go back to your place? And I'm like, I still live at home. She's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, is it? And then I said, well, we could go back to my place, but, my door to my room doesn't have a lock. So we go back to my place, and we're hanging out, we're talking, and then my parents were out of town, so that worked out. And then so we go into my room, and we're just hanging and chilling, and she's like, "Where's your bed?" I said, "The thing you're sitting on folds out to a bed." He's like, are you for real? You sleep on a futon? Yes. Yes, I do. That's my futon. My futon it is. And she goes, okay. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, no, that's cool. And then we didn't get right into things right away. And then she's like, have you ever moved out? I said no, and then she goes, "You're sweating a whole lot right now." I'm like, you know what else I don't have besides a bed? AC. That's why. It's hot in here. And that got a laugh. Thank God. And then, long story short, we did the thing. And then she, I gave her a ride back, and she's like, that was a first. And that did not feel good. And that story is called My Little Futon.
Jeremiah on the track.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, dog.
I thought you were going to say, you know what else I don't have? A condom.
If you cut corners, you have some spending money. So yeah, condoms I did have.
Yeah.
These are all expired. I have this one that's not.
It's like one of those ticket pulls at the butcher that you're like.
That is funny. That's $1 million idea. Don't take it, people. That's it. You should patent it. That's hilarious.
Like just one of those like things.
And there's numbers attached on the
so condom. You know which girl you are?
What? That's hilarious.
I'm number 33.
A. 33A.
Yeah, 33A. That's just the A's.
That's just the A's. We're going to get to B, C.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Hey, Zeus. Awesome having you on the pod, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And
what are your social media handles and stuff like that where people can look out for you?
Yeah. You could go on Twitter at Jesus Trejo, or you can go on Instagram at Jesus Trejo and the number 1. So JesusTrejo. and or JesusTrejo.com, and check out my first 1 hour special on Showtime, Stay at Home Son. It's out now. You could watch it online. There's a thing where you can sign up for 30 days free, and then you can cancel once you see the special.
I love that.
Or you can watch all the great other programming there.
Heck yeah. If you are watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, reach out to Jesus and myself on social media. We love hearing that you enjoyed the podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Shout out to Gage Tiarina and Anthony Whitlock's producing the crap out of the show, and Better Box Studios. We love you. See you next week. Hey, Jesus, is there anything you want to tell me before we go?
In the most rom-com kind of way, I love you, man.
I love you, man, and we're getting a national alert on our cell phones now. Oh, another curfew. Yay!